Microphone check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Welcome to South Summit Softball. Welcome, everyone, to today's Wildcat production. We have some Wildcat softball about to take place for you as they take on the Ogden Tigers here in Camas at Wildcat Stadium. It's about 57 degrees outside. Sun hit or miss depending on where the clouds are, and the wind is blowing out. Wildcats have been on a tear lately, hitting some deep balls. We'll see if that wind helps them today to continue that streak as they take on the Tigers for senior night, and we'll honor our seniors after the game. Wildcat defense has Brinley Stapleton behind the plate, Emma Broadbent at first base, Sydney Crystal playing second base, Mariah Bowen at short, Javian Clegg at third. Pitching is Toshlyn Louder. Looks like in left field we have Sarah Duke. In center field we have Malia Olson. And in right field, Kelby Pierce. We'll be starting off here in about a minute with Ogden's first batter, Bailey Olm, the left fielder. Okay, Bailey Olm steps into the box. Louder on the mound. Here's the first pitch. The game swung on. It's going to be a base hit down the right side of the field. Gets by the glove of Kelby Pierce. Extra base. She's going to round two. Going for third. On the error, Single turned into a triple. And Ogden in scoring position to start off this game. That'll bring up the second baseman, number 10, Sophia Edwards. Edwards batting .220 on the season. Takes the first pitch up high for a ball. High fly ball in the infield. Javian Clegg gets under it in foul territory, makes the play for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the shortstop, number 12, Chelly DeLeon, who's batting .536 on the season. We'll expect her to put the bat on the ball. That's an average matching about equivalent to what Mariah Bowen for South Summit's batting. There's the hit. Line drive to the center fielder. Olsen picks it up. Could have tagged up, could have thrown out the runner at third, but just didn't see that she had taken off so much. Still the second out of the inning. Runner stays on third as she got back in time. That'll bring up the pitcher, number 17, Jill Wood. Jill batting .491 on the season. There's a big drive down the left field side. It's going, foul ball. That ball was hit hard and left the park quickly. We'll see what kind of adjustment Louder brings here on this next pitch. There's one way to get the runner out of danger zone, put her on first base, and bean her. I don't blame her after that foul ball hit as hard as it was. That'll bring up the third baseman, number 21, Kenzie George. With runners on first and third. George batting .382 on the season. Ogden coach gives a little advice to his batter. We have a speed-up runner happening. Looks like the pitcher, Jill Wood, gets to go relax in the dugout. Don't see who's running for her. Not yet, at least. Looks like it might be Janessa Macarelli. That pitch is in there for strike one. Down low, ball one. Runner takes second base. So the Tigers with runners in second and third with two outs. Looking for a base hit. Score a couple runs. Kenzie George with a 1-1 count. Swing and a miss, strike two. Here's the pitch. Hard hit ball, base hit. One run's going to score. They're waving around another one. The ball must have got through to the fence. And that's going to be a stand-up double for Kenzie George with 2 RBIs as the Tigers take the lead 2-0. That'll bring up the designated player, number 9, Loretta Taylor. Loretta batting .162 on the season. Hard hit ball to the third baseman, Clegg. Fields it cleanly, fires over to first base, and gets the third and final out of the inning. But not before the damage is done. Ogden Tigers score quick 2 runs. We'll be back in a moment. So let's go over the Ogden defense here in the bottom of the first inning. We have playing first base, Hazel Nadolski. Second base is Sophia Edwards. Third base, Kinsey George. Shortstop, Chelly DeLeon. Catching is Maddie Arney. Pitching is Jill Wood. In left field is Bailey Ulm. In center field is Cassidy Waddle. And in right field, Mia Sugimoto. Wildcats send their best hitter up to the plate, Mariah Bowen, to start off this bottom half of the inning. Mariah is batting .532 on the season. There's a little chopper to the shortstop, fields it cleanly, no throw. That's going to be a base hit, as that ball was hit just enough speed to keep Mariah safe at first. That'll bring up the center fielder, number 7, Malia Olson. Take strike one. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed, strike two. Big cut from Malia, just a little in front of that ball. She's going to have to adjust and adjust quickly with 2 strikes on her. Oh, swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Jill Wood gets her first strike out of the game. That'll bring up the catcher, senior, number 6, Brynley Stapleton. Up high, ball 1. Down low, ball 2. Two and 0 count to Stapleton. Up high, ball 3, runner goes. There's the throw to second base, not in time, as Bowen is in there safely with a stolen base, sitting in scoring position. Up high, ball 4. So, runners on first and second now. It'll bring up number 10, the first baseman, Emma Broadbent. Senior bats from the left side. We're going to have a speed-up runner. Looks like Rael Louder heading out to run for the catcher, Stapleton. Save her energy for how much she's got to work back there behind the plate. First pitch to Broadbent. It's a high fly ball going just over the outreached hand of the second baseman, who makes the play for the second out of the inning. Great defensive play there by Sophia Edwards. Tough angle. She made it look easy. That'll bring up the junior, number 18, third baseman, Javian Clegg. Clegg had a big game yesterday with a couple home runs. Take strike 1. I think she had a 2-run shot and a 3-run shot. Wildcats just need a base hit here. And just foul on the third base side. No balls, 2 strikes to Clegg. Wildcats need to adjust to the speed of this pitcher. There's a little base hit. Good job by Rael Louder not to get in the way. Bowen's going to come home. Rael's going to third. And Javian Clegg has herself a RBI single. Wildcats 1, Tigers 2 here in the bottom of this first inning. That'll bring up the second baseman, freshman Sydney Crystal. Sydney in for an injured Addie Aist. Throw down to Second base, the shortstop cut that one off in the first and third situation. Rael stays on third, so now the Wildcats have Clegg on second, Louder on third, with the freshman Crystal up to bat with 2 outs. 1 ball, no strikes to Sydney. There's a big high ball hit to the left side. She's going back to the warning track and makes the catch at the track for the third and final out of the inning. Wildcats put up 1. We'll be back for the second inning in a moment. All right, as we start this second inning, Wildcats down by 1. Looks like the center fielder, number 1, Cassidy Waddle, will step up to the plate. Fouls one off, strike 1. That one should get my truck. Ooh, just under it. Here's the pitch from Louder. Called strike 2 right over the middle. Called strike 3. Runner up. She got caught looking at that inside strike right there over the corner. That'll bring up the catcher, Maddie Arney. Hits a hard grounder to the second baseman, Crystal. Bobbles it, throws it anyway. Runner is safe. That'll bring up the right fielder, number 8, Mia Sugimoto.
Number 8, Mia Sugimoto.
Looks like we're going to have a speed-up runner for the catcher, Arney. Don't have her name, but she's the speed-up runner standing on first. Here's the pitch, right over the middle, strike 1. Fly ball, deep right field, going back is Pierce, makes the catch. Gets it in for the second out of the inning.
Number 15, Bailey Owens.
That'll bring up the left fielder back to the top of the order, number 15, Bailey Ulm. Foul ball caught by Stapleton for the third out of the inning. Still 2-1 as we move into the bottom of the second. Batting for the Wildcats, Toshlin Louder, the pitcher, takes strike one. Up high, ball one. Louder hits a deep ball to center field over the center fielder's head. One bounce to the fence. She rounds first. It's going to have a stand-up double to start off the bottom of the second inning. The pitcher helping out her own cause. That'll bring up the right fielder, number 17, Kelby Pierce, the sophomore. Kelby hits a grounder to the shortstop. They're going to try and get the lead runner. They do. Quick heads-up play by Chelly DeLeon, throwing over to Kenzie George at third base to get Louder out, trying to sneak ahead. Pierce standing on first. That'll bring up the left fielder, number 5, Sarah Duke. Duke hits a line drive past the right fielder to the fence. Kelby rounds second. She's going home. They're going to send her. No play as Duke has an RBI double. Ties this ball game up with one out here in the bottom of the second inning. That'll get the Wildcats back up to the top of their order. Senior Mariah Bowen steps up to the plate. Up high, ball one. As I said earlier, Mariah batting .532. She's already got a hit, so that average is going up. There's a hard hit ball to the left side, going back to the left fielder off the fence. It takes a weird bounce. Mariah is going to stop on second, and Duke comes home for the go-ahead run. Wildcats up 3-2.
Number 7, Malia Olsen.
That'll bring up the senior center fielder, number 7, Malia Olsen, with some big cuts in the first inning. She's still chasing that outside pitch. She's going to have to make an adjustment there. Wait for one in her zone. Hit a couple home runs against Morgan. You're happy to keep hitting. Up high, ball. Bowen teases the catcher a little bit, says, go ahead, I dare you to throw it. But Maddie Arney just gets it back to Jill Wood. 1-1 count to Olsen. That ball's outside. 2-1. Another outside pitch. Malia's chasing that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Up high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count to Olsen. Got to find one that's close. There it is. Good swing. Good patience. It's going to score a run as that goes to the fence. Olsen hustles over to second with a stand-up double. Easy with her speed. Bowen scores. Wildcats now up 4-2.
Number 6, Brindley Stapleton.
That'll bring up the senior catcher, number 6, Brindley Stapleton. Brindley walked her first at bat. That's right over the middle. Strike one. Oh, yep. Up high, ball one. Wildcats taking big leads off second base. Tempting Arney to throw it down. Here's the pitch from Wood. Hard hit foul ball, left side. Strike two. So Brindley's got to be a little more patient. Let that ball travel a little bit. Straighten this out. And she does. It's a fly ball, though, to the left side. Left fielder gets underneath it. That would be Bailey Ulm for the second out of the inning.
Number 10, Emma Broadbent.
That'll bring up the first baseman, number 10, Emma Broadbent. Down low, ball one. Wildcats up 4-2. They have one runner in scoring position. They'd like to get one more out of this inning if they could. Broadbent hits it off the tip of her bat, fielded cleanly by Sophia Edwards, who fires over to first for the final out of the inning. But not before the damage is done. Wildcats put up 3. Now score 4-2 as we move into the third inning. Up to the plate for the Tigers, second baseman Sophia Edwards. As Louder gets her sign. Here's the pitch. Fly ball to the shortstop. Mariah Bowen takes 2 steps, gets under it for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the shortstop, number 12, Chelly De Leon. One pitch, 1 out for Louder so far. 2 pitches, looks like 2 outs for Louder if Crystal can make this play, and she does. Good job by the freshman. That'll bring up the pitcher, number 17, Jill Wood. Let's see if Jill even swings at this with 2 pitches and 2 outs. She does. Foul ball, strike 1. Strike 2, swing and a miss. Ooh, what a changeup. Punched her out. Threw her a chair. Nasty little pitch. 3 up and 3 down. Still 4-2 ball game. We'll be back in a moment. Junior third baseman Javian Clegg steps up to the plate. Wood delivers. Called strike one right over the inside corner. Tries to change up, gets away. Ball one. Ball two. Swung on and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Clegg. Foul ball. Clegg gets a hold of that one just like yesterday. It's going back, and gone. Goodbye. As Clegg hits a solo shot. 3rd home run in 2 days at this field. She's starting to feel it, folks, and she's coming back for another year. That'll send the Ogden coach out to the mound. We'll be back in a moment. All right, in pitching for the Tigers is number 21, Kenzie George. Looks like Jill Wood will head over to third base. Little defensive switch. Wildcats send out their freshman, Sydney Crystal, to the plate, who takes strike one. Foul ball, strike two. Crystal quickly behind in the count. On deck is the pitcher, Tasha Louder. No outs in a 5-2 ball game. Foul ball. Stays strike two. Deep fly ball, deep center field. Center fielder takes a couple steps, gets under it, and the play is made by Cassidy Waddle for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the pitcher, Toshlyn Louder. Thursday is senior night for baseball. And then they have a game on Monday as well. Ball 2. George delivers. Up high. Ball 3. See if Louder gets a take sign here and a 3-0 count. Oh, she took it all right in the back of the leg. And she'll take first base. That'll bring up Kelby Pierce, the sophomore right fielder. Oh, right in the back. That one, I could hear it from up here. It's got to hurt. Shoulder blade or something. She's going to have to walk that one off. All right, Kelby standing on first. She's a little shooken up, but she's a tough girl. She can handle it. So Kelby on first, Toshlin Louder on second, 1 out. That brings up the sophomore left fielder, Sarah Duke, to the plate. Up high ball. Sarah with a double, I believe, her last at bat. Runners will advance on that wild pitch. 3-0 count to Duke. If I'm Coach Bowen, I'd be having her wait for a strike. Up high, ball 4. So base is now loaded with 1 out. Dangerous position for the Tigers. As the Wildcats send up their number 1 hitter, batting close to 540 on the season, senior shortstop Mariah Bowen. Called strike 1. Down low. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bowen. Louder on third, Pierce on second, Duke on first. Here's the pitch. Swung on, foul ball. Strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes to Bowen. Hard hit ball, left side of the field, out of play. Outside, ball 2. Hard hit ball to the left side. It's going back. Oh, the left fielder makes an outstanding grab over her head. Just snags it out the air.
Number 7.
The only thing better than good offense is better defense, and that's what we just saw right there. That'll bring up the senior, Malia Olson. Up high, ball one. Malia takes strike one. Gives the umpire a little look. Olson hits a hard base hit right up the middle. 1 run will score. Here comes another. Kelby Pierce is going to come around. Now Sarah Duke's coming around. And Malia Olson clears the bases with a 3 RBI double as she hits that one hard to the fence. Wildcats put up 3 more. Now 8-2 here in the 3rd inning. That'll bring up the senior catcher, Brinley Stapleton. Up high, ball one. Down low. The catcher, Maddie Arney, keeps popping up like she's going to throw it down to second base. Wildcats getting big leads out there. They're just tempting her. At one point, she's going to let it go. That one's outside and high, ball 3. So Stapleton in a 3-0 count. Runner on second base with 2 outs. He's probably got the take sign here. She doesn't. She swings. Foul ball. We need to get some balls in play here. Times are tough when you don't have enough softballs to play a game. Here's the pitch to Stapleton. Up high, ball 4.
Number 10, Emma Broadbent.
That'll bring up our senior, number 10, first baseman, Emma Broadbent. Looks like we'll have a speed-up runner for Stapleton. Rael Louder, the freshman, out there again. As George pitches, that was called a strike. I don't know about that one. I usually don't argue those, but no balls, 1 strike to Broadbent. Take strike 2. Ball 1. Broadbent hits a hard shot to the left side of the field. It's off the fence. 1 bounce. It's going into this. The center fielder has to pick it up. They're going to send Rael Louder all the way home from first. So that's a 2-run double from Broadbent. Battles back. Wildcats now up 10-2 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. That ball was hit the same spot Mariah's was. Left fielder just not in the right spot to get that one. We get a young fan handing back one of the foul balls. That'll bring up third baseman Javian Clegg, who hit a solo shot to start this inning. Takes ball 1, a little outside. Broadbent standing on second base with 2 outs. Strike one. That's going to be a foul ball. Strike two. Grounder to the left side, just foul. As I said before, Clegg's starting to find her own. She's doing well with the bat lately. Oh, I spoke too soon. Strike three as she goes down swinging. But the Wildcats put up 6. It's now 10-2 as we move into the fourth inning. Up first to start off the fourth inning for the Ogden Tigers will be the pitcher, Kenzie George. George responsible for the 2 runs the Tigers have put up so far with I think she hit a 2 RBI double. High fly ball to the left side of the field. Duke adjusts, gets under the ball, makes the play for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the designated player, number 9, Loretta Taylor.
Number 9, Loretta Taylor.
Big swing and a miss, strike one. Oh, chasing that one out of the zone, strike two. Look for Louder to throw a fastball right here. And she does. Struck her out. 3 pitches. Second out of the inning.
Number 1, Cassidy Waddle.
That'll bring up Cassidy Waddle, the center fielder. It's a ground ball to the, left side of Bowen. Thrown, mishandled by the first baseman Broadbent. It was a little tough one to handle. Down low in the turf. So the Tigers have a runner on first with 2 outs. Brings up the catcher, number 18, Maddie Arney. Up high, ball 1. As Stapleton checks the runner, Cassidy Waddle at first. Broadbent swipes the tag. Just not in time. There's a little blooper to the second baseman, Crystal. Handles it well. Over to Broadbent for the final out of the inning. Tigers leave one stranded. 10-2 as we move into the bottom of the fourth. All right, here as we go into the bottom of the fourth inning, the Wildcats will send their freshman second baseman, Sydney Crystal, up to the plate. Her team up by 8 in a 10-2 ball game. On the mound still is Kinsey George. Started off this game playing third base. She went in for relief for Jill Wood. Here's the first pitch to Crystal. Looks like might have been inside, ball one. Nice hit to the center fielder. One bounce. Sydney will be in there with a stand-up single. That'll bring up to the plate senior number 12, the pitcher, Toshlin Louder. Toshlin had a double in her last at bat. Takes a high strike. Ball one. Tosh swings at that one, strike two. So the senior behind in the count, 2-1, 1-2. Gets a hold of that one, going back to the fence. It's going to bounce once, fielded by the center fielder, Cassidy Waddle, who throws it in before Crystal can get over to third. So on back-to-back singles from the Wildcats with no outs. That'll bring up the sophomore right fielder, Kelby Pierce. Kelby got beamed in the back her last at bat. Probably still remembering that. It looked like it hurt. Sounded like it hurt. Swing, foul ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Down in the turf. Well handled by the catcher, Maddie Arney. Hold the runners on their respective bases. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pierce swing and a miss. Big cut there from Kelby. Inside. Swing and a miss, strike three. As Kelby goes down swinging
Number 5, Sarah Duke.
for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up sophomore left fielder Sarah Duke. Ball one. Inside, ball two. Up high, ball three. George behind the count here, 3-0 to Duke. Inside. Ball four, bases now loaded.
Mariah Bowen.
Bases were loaded last time Mariah was up, and she lined out to the left fielder who made a great one-handed snag over her shoulder. Let's see what Bowen can do this time. She takes strike one. There's a hit to the center fielder, comes flying over. It's going to drop. Actually fielded by the left fielder. One run will score as Mariah with an RBI single. Sydney Crystal comes across the plate. That'll bring up Malia Olson, who hit a base-clearing 3 RBI double her last at bat. She's been hitting the ball hard lately. Takes a high strike. Olson hits that one foul. Strike two. Outside, ball one. There's going to be a shot to the center fielder. One hop, she fields it. One run will come across. They're going to try and force a second run. They do. As Duke comes flying home. 2 RBIs for Olson. 5 RBIs in her last 2 at-bats. That'll bring up the senior catcher. Well, Brinley Stapleton will be up in a moment as the Ogden coach is coming out to the mound. Up to the plate, Brindley Stapleton takes ball one, as the pitcher now for the Tigers is Hazel Nadolski. George heads back over to third base and Wood over to first. Little three-way switch on the defense. 2 balls to Stapleton with Bowen on second and Olson on first. Stapleton hits a hard line drive right to the third baseman. Great play by George. That's why they call it the hot corner. For the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Emma Broadbent with 2 outs, 2 runners on. Take strike one. He's calling that high strike. Emma doesn't like it. She's going to have to get used to it. That's a pass ball. Runners will advance to second and third. 1-1 count to the senior Broadbent. Up high, ball 2. Outside corner, strike 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Broadbent, 2 outs, 2 runners on, 13-2 ball game. And that's going to be a fly ball right back to the pitcher for the third out of the inning. Wildcats put up 3 more. 13-2 Wildcats on top as we move in to the 5th inning. The right fielder, number 8, Mia Sugimoto, steps up to the plate. Her team in need of a run to stay alive here. She hits a little chopper, mishandled by the shortstop, Bowen. And Sugimoto will be on first base with no outs. Just what the Tigers needed. That'll bring up number 15, top of the order, left fielder, Bailey Olm. Little bunt, move the runner over, force play to first base. They got her out. Runner moves up to second base. That'll bring up the second baseman, Sophia Edwards, as Mia now standing on second. First pitch is fouled off for strike 1. High fly ball. Going back is Crystal. Gets under it, makes the play. Out number 2. So Wildcats 1 out away of pulling off this win on senior night. That'll bring up Chelly De Leon, the shortstop. Take strike one. After this game, not on the live broadcast, we will be honoring our seniors, the Wildcat seniors. The ball's inside. Ball one. Seniors being Toshlyn Louder, Mariah Bowen, Emma Broadbent, Malia Olson, and Brinley Stapleton. We'll leave the broadcast on. Hopefully you can hear in case you want to see it happen. There'll just be nobody on the microphone talking about it. But they'll be honored out there on the field in front of you. Foul ball. Those girls I just talked about have put in a lot of time and a lot of effort over the past 4 years for these Wildcats. Multi-sport athletes, the majority of them. And just great, great, great kids to have inside your school. South Summit very lucky to have those 5 girls. They will be missed greatly next season. 2-2 with 2 outs. 13-2 ball game. Here's the pitch. Line drive. Olsen makes the final out of the game. Wildcats win that one in 5. 13-2. Thanks for joining us on our Wildcat production. On Thursday, we will be back with some baseball. Jeremiah Fierro signing off. Thank you.